Hi everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 16. This is a review lesson. Let's set up the table. We'll begin with the top 160 sight word list and the instruction sheet for the sight word study method. You'll need the card pack on which the student is currently working, some blank cards for writing new words, highlighter and markers, and some pencils. For the short vowel drill, there's the teacher instruction sheet, the keyword pictures, and the keyword sentence. Moving on to the phonemic awareness drill, you'll have the teacher instruction sheet and the colored tiles. Then we'll have the visual drill and the auditory drill. You'll need the card pack on which the student is currently working for that one. Notice that there's no blending drill on the table. That's because we've moved on to the syllable card drill. You'll have your cards cut out, and the syllable ones will be in the left column, and then the syllable 2 cards will be in the second column. I like to mark my syllable 2 cards with a different color so that they're easily identifiable by the student. Moving on, we'll have the magnetic letter tile drill for reading and spelling. You'll need your cookie sheet with your magnetic letter tiles arranged in a rainbow shape. Then we'll have the syllable pounding drill instructions and the kinesthetic discovery instruction sheet. This would be a good lesson to introduce a new grapheme-phoneme relationship if you need to do that, and you can check your core phonics survey results to know if that's a good thing to do. Then we'll have the sheets from the lesson. That'll include the isolated word sheet, the story, and the sentences that the student is going to write. And that's it. Let's get started. By now you're quite familiar with how a Flying Cat Academy lesson plan works. Teacher, if you would like to try any of the drills yourself, then just fast forward through me. Otherwise, let's get going. So we'll begin with the sight word study method. And student, you'll need your card pack for this one. So take out the words on which you're currently working. And it's your turn to read. Read through all of your words and then give the pack to your teacher. Then it's your teacher's turn to read. Your teacher will dictate the cards and you will write what you hear. Teacher, remember to use blocking strategies if the student encounters difficulty. Then you'll have a discussion with the student about what words have been mastered and remove those ones from the pack. And if there's time permitting, you will introduce a new sight word. Now it's time for the short vowel drill. Student, with 2 fingers, you will trace the shape and say the sound apple and then the sound that the letter makes, ah, Eddie, eh. And you'll do that as many times as your teacher deems necessary, and then you're going to say the keyword sentence, stretching out the vowel sounds. Let's do the phonemic awareness drill. Student, you are going to need your colored tiles for this one, so take those out now. Your first sound is ah. Can you take out a colored tile for ah? Okay. Now take out a second one and put it right after the ah. You're going to call the second one n. Tap each sound and then say the whole word. What do you have? Did you say an? If you did, that's right. Okay, let's add a third one. So we're going to take a new color and put it on the end of an. Let's call it t. What happens when you put t on the end of an? Tap it and say it. Did you get ant? If you did, that's right. Now we're going to make a nonsense word. Take a new color and call it ul. Put it on the front of ant. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you get lant? If you did, that's right. Lant is not a word by itself, but if we add something to it, we can make a real word. Let's add s to the front of lant. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you get slant? If you did, good job, because that's a really big word. There's a consonant blend on the front and a consonant blend on the end. Okay, let's remove that s from the front. We're going to change the S into a P. Can you say P? Okay. What happens when you put P on the front of lant? Tap it and say it. Did you get plant? If you did, that's right. Now we're going to make a nonsense word. Find the A in plant. So just tap until you find it. Are you touching the A? I would like you to change the A into an E. Tap it and say it. It's not a real word. Did you get plent? Well, then you're correct. Okay, let's change the T in plant into a D. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you get plend? Not a real word on its own, but part of splendor. How about, or splendid? Let's take away the P on lend, on plend. And what do you get? Tap it and say it. Did you get lend? If you did, that's correct. Now take away the O on lend. What are you left with? Tap it and say it. Did you get end? If you did, that's right. And let's end there. Good job. It's time for the visual drill. Student, can you say the sound that this one makes? Did you say bull? If you did, good job. We want to make sure that we're taking the off of our sounds. So this is not blah, it is bull. Teacher, you have the card pack. So do about 6 to 8 words and then come back to me. Let's do the auditory drill. Student, can you say the sound V? What's the symbol that goes with the sound V? Write it down and then underline it and say the sound again. Did you get V? If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 words in this way and then come back to me. Let's do the syllable card drill. Your teacher has it all set up on the table, and you're going to start off by tapping and saying each of the words in the left column. You'll go down all those words, and then you'll start the words in the second column, the yellow column. After you're finished, you're going to make some nonsense words by reading straight across the rows. Then comes the fun part. It's time to unscramble. So if you unscramble the words in the second column and match them up with the correct ones on the left, you are going to get some real words that you can read. Once you have read them, it's a good idea to put them in a sentence to make sure you understand them. We're moving into the review part of the lesson, so let's do some syllable pounding. This is where you smack your arm and you pound out the syllables by shooting out a different finger for each syllable. How many syllables are in the word pumpkin? Did you say 2? If you did, that's right. How about pump? And you should just shoot out 1. Pump, because it's the sound that we heard. How about gum? Did you get 1? If you did, that's right. How about gumdrop? How many in that one? If you're having trouble, you could put your hand under your chin, and every time a syllable happens, your chin drops. Gumdrop. So my chin will hit my hand twice, so I know there's 2 syllables. Gumdrop. How about hot rod? How many in that one? Did you say 2? That would be correct. How about hot? I just hear 1 in that one. I hear the ah sound. Okay, let's review consonant blends by doing some blending drills. You can use your own magnetic letter tiles to do this little blending drill, or you can just follow along with me. If you're following along, tap it and say it. What's your word? Did you say drip? If you did, that's right. And then let's change it. And teacher, you can correct these. Okay, how about that one? And that one. And that one. Nonsense word. And I'm going to add a s on the front to make it end on a real word. Okay, good work. We'll do the same drill, but this time we'll work on the ending blends. So student, tap it and say it. Then we'll change the word. What's the new word? And how about this one? And tap it and say it. What's the new word? This one, not a real word yet. Did you get refed? Yeah, it could be bereft. Okay, how about that one? That's a real word. And let's end there. Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. Student, your sound is O. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. The next sound is ah. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. The next sound is s. Can you repeat that sound? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. The last sound is t. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Tap each sound and then blend them all together to say the word. Did you get last? If you did, that's right. Put your towels away and get ready for your second word. Let's see. Your sound is t. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Your next sound is er. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. The next sound is ah. Can you repeat that sound? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you repeat that sound? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And your last sound is p. Can you repeat that sound? Find the correct tile for p and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. What's your word? Did you get tramp? If you did, that's right. So teacher, grab the individual word list and have the student read through the words on the list. And when you're finished, it's time for the story. Do those activities and then come back to me. Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for writing. Do you have your tiles there, student? Okay, I'm going to tell you that your word is spin. Can you repeat that word? Now use the word spin in a sentence. I will spin around on the spot, might be my sentence. What's the first sound that you hear in the word spin? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in the word spin? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the third sound in the word spin? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in the word spin? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap each tile, say the sound it makes, and underline it and say the whole word. Spin. Good job. Okay, put your tiles back and get ready for your next word. Your next word is frog. Can you repeat that word? Okay, now use the word frog in the sentence. I saw a frog in the pond. Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in the word frog? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the second sound that you hear in the word frog? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the third sound in the word frog? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what is the last sound that you hear in the word frog? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Good work. You can put your magnetic letterboard away. And we're going to write some single words now. So you'll need a lined piece of paper and a pencil. And I'm going to tell you your word, and I'd like you to tap out the word. So if the word was bat, you would tap out b, at, and then grab the whole word and pull it and say bat. Okay. Your word is tramp. Tap out that word and say the sounds. Grab the whole word and pull it, and then write the word down. Teacher, you can check the work. Okay. For the next word, you can decide if you are going to trace it on your hand, on your arm, on your leg, wherever you want. And I'll say your word is went. So trace that one, saying the sounds as you trace it. Underline it, or sorry, grab it and pull it across, say the whole word, and then write it down. Let's do another one. Hump. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I saw a humpback whale. I would like you to decide if you want to tap it or trace it, your choice, and then you can write it down. And teacher, you're keeping an eye on the time, so if you think there's extra time and you'd like to trace or tap some more words and write them down, you can do that. Otherwise, let's move on to sentences. So student, there's 3 sentences. Your teacher will read out all 3, and you can choose the 2 that you would like to write. When you finish writing the sentence, you are going to use CHOPS to check it. This was a review lesson about consonant blends. Let's do a quick review before you go. Student, this is an example of a consonant blend. Can you tell your teacher what it is to be a consonant blend? Have a quick discussion and then come back to me. And that's the end of lesson 16. Great work today. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.